Hello everybody, hope you're all doing great. So today I would like to share something from the book of Numbers chapter 13. In Numbers 13, it talks about God speaking to Moses to send out a leader from every tribe of Israel to spy out the land of Canaan. And Moses actually asks them, the spies, to go up to the mountains and to see what the land is like, whether there are many people, whether there are few, and whether they are strong or weak, and whether there are camps or strongholds to dwell in. This is what we see in verses 17 to 21. So here we see Moses also had a state, and he had a subtle manifestation of unbelief and doubt, because God had already promised Moses that Canaan is going to be the promised land. It is going to be a land flowing with milk and honey. But Moses still had some doubt deep within him. So the spies had gone up to the land of Canaan, and they had brought the report back to the Israelites and to Moses and Aaron. So what they said was, the land was flowing of milk and honey, but they saw many other things which they emphasized much more. They said that the people who dwell there are strong, and the cities are fortified and very large, and moreover they also saw the descendants of Anak there. So they consider the Amalekites and the Canaanites as giants that they could not face. But if you see the next few verses, especially in chapter 14, Caleb does something different. Caleb says to immediately quiet down, and he says to go up at once and take possession, for we are all well able to overcome it. So here is what Caleb did. Caleb had something different. He had a different spirit. So we notice we see 5 different things of Caleb happening there. Caleb knew that they had a spirit of complaint and grumbling, but Caleb's spirit actually spoke life. Israelites always had a tendency to speak about the negativity of the past, and in the first few verses of chapter 14 Numbers, if we notice, we can see that the Israelites actually tell it's better to go back to Egypt and to live in that land of slavery and bondage rather than going up and facing against the giants. And secondly, we see that the negative spirit looks backwards, but the different spirit that Caleb had looks forward. And the negative spirit focuses on the problem, but the different spirit puts us on potential. And fourthly, what we see is that Caleb understood that the negative spirit doubts God, but the different spirit is faithful and trusts God. So Israelites actually, many a times they have obeyed God. They have seen the blessing that God has given upon them. They have seen the reward for their obedience. But at that point of time, they were taken aback. They didn't want to overcome the giants in front of them. So many a times this is what happens to us. We do not want to face anything that comes ahead of us, thinking that that's going to be bad for us, that is going to harm us. But in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And in fact, in Psalms 37 verse 23 to 24, it says again, "Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. And though he may stumble, he will not fall. The Lord upholds him with his hand." Amen. So all you need to do is delight in God, obey his command, because he has already promised something good for you. No matter how the road seems like, the road might seem narrow. You might feel like the trouble is going to, it's just going to grip you up, but that's not going to happen, because he will just help you in growing much more. That is going to change you and help you adapt much more in order to inherit that promised land. So this is what I would like to encourage all of you, to have the different spirit like Caleb, to encourage others, to be of good courage and to not be dismayed. So hope you all have a great day. May God bless you all.